do I bring to someone that they just can't go find? I know I look good. I know my body's nice. I know I got degrees. I got a business. I got jobs. But do I bring you peace? Am I at peace?
Can't bring what you don't have.
Am I good with me? Am I comfortable enough with myself to understand that whomever I'm going towards and attracting, it's not always going to be sunshine and roses. It's not always going to be easy. So to me, substance is my nurturing ability. It's my ability to feed you, lull you into a sense of security to where you don't want to leave my space because you crave me. Do I make you so comfortable around me and around yourself that nobody else exists? Because again, you're always going to see and be tempted. You're always going to have other things that catch your eye. But do I make you feel like you're whole enough to where no matter how much noise is out there in the world, it's my quiet that you prefer?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I like it. You know, something that's always tickles me, I always find it funny. A lot of these people that are doing all this talking on these platforms, some of them have not even been married.
Oh,
stay married.
yeah.
You know, and I don't know this lady's story.
Receipts.
Yeah, I don't know this lady's story, but I see that a lot on these platforms. And being as married as long as we have, you know, it's easy to talk in theory. It's very easy to talk in theory about, you know, what you should bring to the table, what you shouldn't, and how you should show up and things like that. Well, for me, it's always how you handle the adversity, because that's where it is. It's easy to handle, it's easy to be happy when there's enough money in the bank and there's plenty of food in the house and the kids are acting right and he's coming home every day and telling you he loves you and she's you know, fit, feminine, friendly, whatever little slogan people got now these days. But the real life happens in between. And I think that's something that's never really addressed, is that in a marriage that is trying its best to survive and thrive, the real life happens in between the happiness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it is very, very difficult to love somebody in the throes of a addiction, or in the throes of a, you know, maybe even infidelity that happened and you decide to stay together. It's very difficult to love somebody who is disrespectful and not lovable, you know. And this young lady is absolutely right in what she's saying, but I genuinely want people that watch our content to understand that in a marriage and in life, it's always going to be some form of adversity coming at you. There's always going to be some reason why you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You can always find a reason to not be peaceful, always find a reason to not be faithful or not be a leader or not be submissive. But the true essence of having a good marriage is even when those reasons do come up, is doing what you're supposed to be doing anyway.
Yeah, rising above it.
Rising above it.
Yeah.
And I love what she said, but I think it's up to people like us who've been married for a considerable amount of time to really put nuance to it, because it's easy to talk about these rainbows and lollipops in this ethereal kind of fictional or fantasized kind of way, and it sounds really good coming across, you know, the airways. But how does that look? How does that look?
Real life.
Every day.
Yeah.
Wake
Not
up
filtered life.
Yeah.
Real life.
Yeah. Not your Facebook life or whatever you want to call real life. Waking up to the same face every day. You know, dealing with the same habits, the partner, you know, like things that we deal with, you know, after being married to this beautiful woman, for what we at, 24 years now? 24 years?
We'll be 24 in June.
24 years coming June,
25.
Yep, yeah. And 3 kids and a whole lot in between.
Whole lot in between.
Yeah, it's a choice. It's a choice. It's an everyday choice to die to yourself. And I don't think a lot of people are prepared for that, because our society is very selfish. And we look at things from a me standpoint. I'm not getting my needs met, therefore I don't have to provide anything else to this other person that I supposedly love and care for and respect. And so that's where a lot of the problems come in. And then when couples come in and see us, that's what we try to bring them back to zero. It's like, look, you signed up for the hardest job you'll ever have. And if you're a man, oh my goodness, it ain't never about you. And there will be again. And it never will be again. And if you're a woman, you know, I don't know what you would say about, I would think that being, you know, connected to another human being that you have to literally trust with your life every day is something that's very difficult. You know?
I like that, because you're right, it's the truth. It's the truth that a lot of veteran couples don't speak and don't share and don't say. And then you have the starry-eyed young people getting together and thinking it's going to be the rainbows and lollipops. And then when life really happens, do they have the coping skills to truly bounce back or rise above the adversity like we're talking about? Because you're right. It's one thing to sit there in theory, but I really was looking for the ring on her finger. I
didn't see one. And there's no shade to her.
No shade,
None
but
whatsoever.
again,
None.
like you said, are you speaking in theory or are you speaking real life? The real housewives of whatever you want to call yourself, like what we really go through, and the real husbands of whatever you want to say, what we really go through. So I would just encourage veteran couples to really speak the truth. When you have a young couple, whether it's your own kids or other couples at your church or in your community, on your job, tell them the truth, speak the truth, but not from a perspective that's super jaded and not from the perspective that you haven't healed past where you needed to heal past to actually be able to speak to someone else. So it's a constant growth process when you are married. I think, like you said earlier too, you alluded to this, a lot of people get married and they think, well, it's a her problem or it's a him problem. No, it's a we problem. So if there is things that get uncovered in the middle of your marriage, things from childhood, all kinds of things can come out just because you're humans. But are you willing to do the work on yourself individually so that collectively you guys are better? And that's what marriage is about. It's not just about fix him, doc, or fix her. Or, no, when you go to therapy or whatever. But no, it's about you constantly growing past where you were and becoming a better version of yourself. And that takes a lot of work.
And what she's talking about is very high level, high emotional intelligence, high level of thought, a high level of her getting help to become that person, to look at relationship that way. And it's easy to talk about, but it's hard to walk out. That's what I'm saying here is like, I'm in no way throwing any shade at this young lady, and I appreciate her for saying what she's saying, but what she's talking about is a person that has done a lot of work on themselves.
Oh yeah.
Because people are inherently selfish. And if you have not done the work and you are not trying to do the work, you're gonna see everything in that relationship as an attack. You're gonna see everything as a time and energy suck on you, and you're gonna see everything from a lens of selfishness, because that's what we are as human beings. If you don't understand human nature, and if you don't especially understand your nature as a man and your nature as a woman, in a marriage relationship, you're gonna struggle. With that, that's enough said.